In today's video, we're going to talk about splits, which sometimes can be a little bit of a taboo subject from time to time. People don't want to talk about splits. That's why we're covering it on this show. I want to make sure that what you're giving up, a part of your commission or a split, is worth it. Sometimes spending a little bit of money on the fees adds up to something massive in your paycheck. Stick around, you're not going to want to miss this episode. We're covering splits right now. In general, life will tell you that you get what you put out or you pay for what you get. We hear that saying all the time. So when you come across a real estate agent, a brokerage, or team, the number one question we get, realtors ask all the time, are what are your splits? What are your fees? What are you paying for? They're asking the wrong questions. The reason why they're asking that question is they're trying to figure out how much of that money, the commission or split in real estate, is going to the real estate agent. And you're thinking about it the wrong way. If you're focused on getting the highest amount of commission, AKA the split, you're gonna get normally the lowest amount of training, the lowest amount of support, the worst leads. You're gonna get no help from the brokerage if you're not paying them anything, because again, they're a business trying to make money, just like you're in business to make money. So don't sacrifice all your commission and splits to pay a brokerage to get wealthy, but think about what is it that you're giving up. Here's something to think about. Think about Google, Amazon, Nebraska Furniture Mart. Okay, they spend a lot of money on marketing, systems, training, support, infrastructure to deliver the highest level of service for their clients and their customers to make sure that they build a really good brand. So when you're shopping at a brokerage or a team, you have to think about that. What is it that your hard-earned dollars are going into? Typically, new real estate agents or agents that haven't been in the field for long struggle when it comes to training, support, and systems. So when you interview with a brokerage or a team and you're strictly looking at the number from a fees and a split level, you'll lose almost every single time. There's a reason why they're offering those things. Think about it. If they were offering the lowest fees and the best commission, but a brokerage or team across the street was charging double, triple, quadruple, and they are full of real estate agents, why are they doing that? Because they're okay giving up some of that. Mark Cuban said this recently on Shark Tank. 90% of a grape is a lot smaller than 70% of a watermelon. So think about that. What are you giving up when it comes to commission? What does it come up to with splits? If you're giving up a portion of your commission, you want to make sure it makes sense financially for both sides of the business. So don't come into a brokerage or team and say, what's the best split? What's the best fees? That's what I'm looking for. I don't need any of those other things. There's an 87% churn on real estate agents for a reason, and they're focusing on splits and commissions, and what they should be focusing on is, what do I get for my money? That's what you're looking for. Let's talk about splits and commission, right? In real estate, when you sell a house or you represent a buyer, you're earning commission, which is called the split. You guys know that you're in real estate. I'm not teaching anything new here. But what I'm talking about is when you go to a brokerage or team, you're giving up some of your commission to the brokerage or team. You got to figure out what is it that you're giving up for that. If you're looking for the highest split and the lowest fees, there's more than likely a reason why that brokerage is offering those things, because they're probably skipping out on a bunch of other things. And it's not just technology that they're sharing with you, because that's a trigger word that people say, oh, we save a ton of money because of technology. That what they're telling you is they're actually not investing in their people. Think about this. You look across the street at another brokerage and you see a place that has double, triple, quadruple the fees, and the splits that they're giving is not quite as good as the place you just visited with. But then when you looked in there, there's plenty of real estate agents running around and selling. Why is it that those real estate agents are paying double, triple, and quadruple compared to the place you're visiting with the lowest fees in the city? You know what they're doing is they're trying to get realtors in there because they have no value and they're not assisting their realtors. That might work for some people that are in the business for a long time to not worry about fees and splits and dollars and stuff like that. But when you're new, if you don't have support, training, leads, systems, you're not going to be successful when it comes to real estate. 87% of real estate agents leave the business. Think of that number. Okay, what's broken is the fees and the brokerages and the teams that aren't doing support, training, systems, the things I just covered with you. Mark Cuban just said this just recently on Shark Tank. 90% of a grape is a lot smaller than 70% of a watermelon. So really think about that. Your first question out of your mouth should not be, what are your splits and fees? Every single time you're meeting with somebody is, how are you going to support me to be successful? What are you going to do to propel me to the next level? What are you going to do to make me win? So in conclusion, you're asking the wrong question. the number one question we get almost out of every realtor's mouth is, what are your splits and what are your fees? Because we do run a real estate team. You're asking the wrong questions. You shouldn't focus on splits and fees. Think about what I talked about earlier. Amazon, Walmart, Target, businesses like that spend tons of money to make sure that they have support, training, systems, and a great brand. When you go to interview with a client and you tell them at what brokerage or team you're at and they go, I've never heard of you, that's a bad sign. Where if we go out and talk to somebody and they go, oh, I've heard of your company, I've heard of your brand, they're gonna pay extra and they're gonna work with our agents because they know who we are. Sure, it takes a little bit of money to pay that, but it's worth it because you can double, triple, quadruple your sales. So think about that. I'm Colby Sway with Inspiring Agent. Subscribe, like, and just so you know, we're gonna continue to bring content like this and more guest stars. So I'm super excited. I'll see you in the future.